and it's quick, and we're on our 15th call. But if you do that and something bad happens, it's on you. 10.
Yep. I'm doing
Okay.
it.
And it's quick. We're on our 15th call. But if you do that and something bad happens.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
10. Yep. Here. All right. Okay, so I said to open it.
You on, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right. Thank you.
So when these are open,
Thank you.
together, the strap does. So you just let it open up, but make sure that it is locked. Okay. On the back here, there's red railings. Okay, the top red railing drops these tracks down. But if I didn't check this and I was going to run these tracks, guess what? Did you hear it click? This would just collapse. So everything goes down hard with a snap. Okay, I'm going to release that. This bottom one, if there is a patient sitting on here, you go back here to get the tracks, and you grab the wrong one, this collapses the chair. So you're going to collapse the chair off. So always know your equipment. These handle things here, these pop up and lock. My opinion is these are pretty useless. Unless you're a very, very short person that is walking behind and you're pushing this like a wheelchair, you might use them. But going upstairs or downstairs, these put you too close to this thing, your feet are going to get tangled in it, or it's going to fall on you and you're going to hurt yourself and it's going to be banging against you. I personally don't use these hardly ever, unless I was going up like one step or something. This is the rail I prefer to use. This top rail, if I'm going downstairs or upstairs, if I'm doing it like this, and imagine this is down a step, I'm right here, and I pull it up, it's going to hit me, right? So I want to distance myself from the patient so I could be up maybe 2 or 3 steps, and I can also outstretch my arms. What you don't want to do is try to curl patients. You're not going to curl. Some of you might be able to curl them. Some of you may not. I can't curl people like that. I want my arms fully outstretched. A lot of times I hold them like this, but if you grab this little wire right here, pull it, this will extend, and this has holes in it. So as long as I release the wire, it's going to click in the next slot. If I want it higher, you can go into that slot. So if I'm going down or upstairs, now look how far away I am. They can be down 3 steps, and I can keep my back straight. I can use just my legs, and I can have my arms fully outreached where I mean, that right there is a power hold. You're just going to hold a heavy weight hanging down. You don't want to bend forward, lean, and all that stuff when you're using these. What's going to happen to a person's head? Let's say they're floppy. Maybe they have an altered mental status, or they're unconscious. What would happen to their head right now? Yeah, it's going to be flopping around. So some have commercially made little head things that are strapped on here with Velcro that you can rest their head against. But what's something just, when I told you the other day, you got to think outside the box. I've been thinking outside the box of what we carry as equipment. What's something you could put on here that would just support a head? You could do a sheet of towel. You'd have to tie them, they'd be a little bulky. You could just use tape. You could use it. The other thing you could use so you don't have to stick it off. You know, everyone knows what an Ace wrap is. If you sprain an ankle in your life, you wrap some still stretchy Ace wraps around it. Wrap an Ace wrap around here. Use the clips and clip it. Now you've got a large padded area that they can put their head against. Be real careful. What you'll see a lot of people do, and it's actually good practice. So if you're picking up somebody that's going to have like urine and feces and all that stuff, just get a sheet. Don't unfold it all the way. Put a sheet down there so it absorbs some of it. Because the danger zone's when you're at the feet. When you're at the feet, if somebody throws up, they go in your face. And if you're going downstairs and someone urinates, because a lot of people you're going to learn the term called incontinence. There's urinary incontinence, there's bowel incontinence. Okay, that means they can't hold it. Just like a newborn baby, they have incontinence at that age and learn how to control it. So putting something down absorbent here, but that's not going to hang off the sides and get caught in the wheels, get caught in your feet on that. We already talked yesterday about there should be a waist strap that goes across the waist. Make sure their butt is back all the way up into here, because a lot of patients want to slide off, especially if they're weak or something. They're going to start sliding off. The minute their butt slides off, they slide out. That's why you have to have a waist strap. You're also going to have crisscross over the shoulder. And then if you're lucky, you're going to have a foot strap down here. They're going to put their feet on that, and you'll just strap that in front of their legs. The good thing about having a strap down here is because what is their reaction if they're going to fall with their foot? They're going to kick out, right? They're going to kick the person in the jaw. Communicate with them. Always communicate. Old people are, I say, the worst, because sometimes, especially ones with cognitive disability, they're nervous. They're going to reach out and grab that railing You can tell them 5 times, they're gonna grab it every time, so just have somebody be aware. If I'm going downstairs, what's the worst risk? If I fall backward, I'm gonna fall on a step, right? And I'm gonna sit down, and I can still maintain control. But if I'm on that side and I fall backwards, we're all gonna fall, right? So as far as a safety person, if you have 3 people, the book always says put the safety person behind whatever direction you're going. I always think the safety person should be at minimum, even if you're going up, there should at least be a safety person on the bottom behind this person. And literally, you can grab their belt, you can put your hand on their upper back, and then tell them, you know, step. When you get down to the last one, just tell them, hey, you're at the last. This is your last step. You're down. That's all you got to do. You don't have to do every single step because they can figure out some steps. But when you get to the last step, once they hit solid ground or in the stairwells, once you get there, we're going to rotate this around. Say you're down, and that person can relax, and you get the other person to come down. Once you're seated on like when you get onto the landing, when you go down these steps, there's, you know, go down, over, down. When you're on the landing, you don't got to carry it on land. A lot of people always want to carry it on the landing. You're on a landing. This has 4 wheels. Set it down, get it in position, maneuver it, and then get it set for the next one. So I already said I like these. Going downstairs, I like this. If I'm going downstairs, the other thing is for the person on the bottom, these extend to get you away from, have more leverage and get back from the patient, right? So you're not on, so use those. If I'm getting ready to go down the stairs, let's just say this is the stair ledge where my foot is, okay? So I'm gonna bring this up, get ready to go. Now somebody's gonna hold down there. We're gonna bring it backwards. I'm on the back wheel. I'm not, the stair ledge is at the front tire. I'm gonna go to the stair ledge. And do you just see the track start turning? On the back side here, they're moving. Once I get to that step, we're gonna say going over, and then the weight's gonna hit you. But the good thing about these, there's tension, and I'm having to push this so they can do that. Line this up with the steps. In other words, let the tracks do the work. It'll ride the patient down the stairs. The heavier the patient, the more you're gonna have to resist. The bottom person's kind of guiding, the top person's really gonna manage most of the weight. The opposite of that, if I'm going upstairs, this is gonna be your personal preference. Some people will leave it down like this to go upstairs and do the same thing backwards. I prefer doing this because now I'm gonna be up multiple steps and we can literally lock this in every step. So 1, 2, 3, lift, hop. It locks into the next step. I can step up a step. They can get up a step and it's secure. Everyone can, literally one person can hold it. You got what I'm saying? It can lock into each step going up.
Instructor Morris.
Yeah, right here, bud.
The same concept applies with the stretcher, right? Where they said the strongest person is at the top or at the bottom. Does that same concept apply? Or
I think it would. I don't think there's a rule on a stair chair. Most of your weight, managing most of your weight's going to fall on the top people because going up, they're going to be doing the initial lift. The bottom is almost guiding. You're going to help lift, but you got to do it together because if the bottom lifts too hard, it's going to push it down where the top person's going to go down too low. So you got to kind of everybody's lifting the same when you're going up here, and you can use the stairs as leverage. And you'll have to feel it when you come back. They're about to feel it, but what else is there? Dr. Morris. Weight capacity is what on there? What's that say? 500 pounds. It's got little locks on the wheels, and you're gonna clean it like anything else. The straps have liquid on them. You can remove them, clean them, replace them. At minimum, if I only had one strap on a stair chair, it has to be a waist strap. Okay. If I had 2, I would do a waist and a chest. Ultimately, you want 1, 2, 3, and then maybe a 4. Okay, but at minute you do not take someone on a stair chair without a waist strap because they will slide out. They'll get injured, and you'll be at fault on that. So the reason I'm saying that is I know that y'all saw that stair chair where the other one doesn't have top straps. It should, but it doesn't. So just check that. And I don't know what AMR, they may not have checked their truck or even care. So when you get their stair chair out, if it doesn't have something you need, they'll have extra backboard straps. Go get them, put them on. Don't use tape. Tape does not help. That's it. I don't think everyone got that? All right, so, squad one, oh, go ahead. You'll probably and realistically use this every shift. At minimum of one call. I mean, how often do you think we use stair chairs? I mean, when we were back running, I mean, 3 times a shift,
At least.
at least. I mean,
At
it's,
least, yeah.
you're gonna, if they're a patient that doesn't need to walk. If I have someone with a cut on their hand and it's, surgical, I've wrapped it up, it's not bleeding and they're not having lost blood or anything, okay, you can walk down. Someone's got, and you'll learn as you go along which complaints is that you're not taking a risk versus complaints that you're gonna worsen their condition. So we're not gonna walk cardiac patients, respiratory patients, pregnant patients. Those are patients we don't wanna walk. There's many other we wouldn't. We wouldn't walk someone with an altered mental status. We wouldn't walk someone with low blood pressure. So when they stand up, it's gonna have their blood pressure. It's gonna get lower. They're gonna pass out. So anytime you're in doubt, if you're in doubt, have to think, should we use a stair chair? Just use it. That makes the decision easy. But if you're in a situation where you can say they can walk down these steps or they can get up off their chair or bed and pivot, that's too, because sometimes you're gonna be right next to them with the bed. So they might have a 1-story house. But what you're not gonna do is carry a stretcher upstairs. Typically, that may be a front porch. And even then, if there's stairs, you got to go up. You're gonna leave the stretcher at the base. Sometimes we leave the stretcher in the street, and we'll take them out on a stair chair all the way to the trunk, and then they'll unload the stretcher, put it down, and we'll transfer them over on that. So squad 1, take this, strap in, Miss Jerry. It's on you, and I'll take squad 1 at the staircase. Squad 2, go with Instructor Morris. Squad 3, chill.
They going to test it out now?
Yeah, they're gonna go to the stairway. I don't have a way to stretch it out there.
No, you'll get to do this when you get back, Stevens. And we'll have
I can do the
two of the people with you.
scoop up here though.
Okay.
I can do the scoop and the power lift.
Okay.
Put that table like this. Yeah, it's a good view. Everybody all the way back. Strap the weight strap. Yeah, but watch it. That's pretty active. That's not the weight strap. The shoulders go up over the shoulder. How often do you guys take more? Yeah, every time I did it, yeah. And then I wrote a little more. And they stay on this. Just about everything.
We get a couple of people from squad 2.
So you prevent them having
You can need a door opener, Bill. Wow, bro. I have some fun. All right, squad 2. So let me show you guys what this is. It's a scoop stretcher. And so how it opens is this. A little different. Yeah, that pushes in like that. Got a little button there. This one does too, right there on the end. You can see it. Push that in. There you go. And then clicks, I think. That's how it opens. So we talked about this in class. It has that concave type design. So that's probably why they call it not an immobilization device. Because, you know, like a backboard is completely flat. But, you know, I see where Instructor Lillard, I actually agree with Instructor Lillard on it, but that's probably somewhere down the road somebody thought, how can this be a mobilization device? But it is. But anyway, but what it's designed for, honestly, is if you got a person who has suffered what we call an isolated traumatic event, meaning isolated means usually just one thing, right? Like if I'm walking in the front yard and I step into like one of those water meter boxes where they read your water, you know, those things are hard to see. And I stepped in it and I twist, I can break my femur and I fall to the ground. Well, there's no mechanism involved there. I didn't fall from greater than 15 feet. I get hit by a car. There, you know, there's no intrusion into the vehicle. It's just called an isolated femur fracture. Right. So when I talk about something being isolated, that's what I mean. So if you have somebody, and typically a patient who meets geriatric age or maybe, you know, middle age, who for some reason has fell and broken their hip, these are great. Right? Any type of isolated trauma for any age patient where you suspect a pelvis fracture or hip fracture. And so what you're going to do is you're going to unclip those And then you're gonna come and you're literally going to, now the skinny part is for the feet. Up here is towards the head. And your partner's gonna go over there and you're gonna come over here. And basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna squeeze it in together. Let your partner or whoever, somebody goes in first, right? And then the other person, you don't try to do it at the same time, is what I'm saying. Also, this is the part of EMS education I really like, because we're just starting skills. But remember, there is a certain behavior that's expected of EMS professionals. And that is the big drive the last 7 or 8 years for EMS educators to don't want to teach that behavior and also grade that behavior. And so it's important because it's important for all of us to learn how it is to be a professional so that when you're out in the public, they expect that professionalism. You know what I mean? So they do. And people expect you to be professional. Well, I'm telling you right now, I've done this my whole life, but if I started a job tomorrow and they were telling me that, I would be like, what do you want me to do? Right? And so we want to teach that. So the first thing I want everyone to do always, what now, Instructor Rick is probably going to be different than me on this. Instructor Lillard is going to be different than me on this. But I want you, when I'm here doing this, I want you to introduce yourself. Get used to that. So I want you to come up to the person and go, hello, my name is so-and-so, and I am a firefighter with the Cap County Fire Department. What's going on today? Just out, and then Instructor Morris, I got a question about this. That's fine. I just, the sooner you get used to introducing yourself, the better off it's going to be, because in your field, that's what you're going to do. You're going to be doing it, and you're not knowing it. Like when I'm introducing myself, I'm like looking at their chest for breathing out. But it goes along with it. So introduce yourself, and then we're going to put this thing on. Okay, that's it. And then we're going to talk about the power lift. So who wants to go first? It takes 2 people. So you
Instructor Morris, can you angle the camera down a little bit?
I sure can. I meant to do that, and I totally forgot.
Oh, you're all right. You're all right. Make sure I see what my classmates doing there.
And what I'm going to try to do is elevate you here so you can see. No, it's fine. I've done this before in my other class, except what I did then was I actually had it set up to where the computer was a little closer to the table. That's all.
Okay.
I'm going to fix them up. It actually will work this way. I've had to get creative.
Improvise.
I really have. My battalion chief thinks that this is like some kind of $1,000 system set up here, and it's like $50, I mean, we all know it's $50, but the old school guys think, oh my God, that technology is awesome.
Says the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
All right, good deal. Hopefully it won't fall. All right. It's gonna fall. All right. So did you see where I'm looking at? So walk in, walk in, hey, man, my name is Mike, I'm a paramedic with the fire department. What's going on today? Okay, how do I do this? So that's okay. Just like that. So have your partner, once you unclip, that's cool. And then you or whoever down here is gonna do the same thing. Okay. That's the only thing that's so old. Now, take yours to that side. And you always want to, like, when you're toting equipment, don't just like go over the patient like that. Because, you know, you put an eye out, you drop something on somebody, you know, that's the same. All right, so then you'll take this side, right? And you're gonna say, hey, look, sir, ma'am, we're gonna pick your arms up here for a second, okay? Yeah, there you go. Now, I forgot to tell y'all something else. So let's say, what if the patient's really tall? Right? What are you gonna do? Well, that's cool because down here, you can flip this up and that one up and this will stretch out. Yeah, that works. And just go to the next little clip there and push it in. And it'll flip in. So I always try, one of the things we should do is always, you know, size it. Size it before you before you put it on. And that's what I would do. I'll get it out, size it, do it like that. All right, so down here on this end, you may want to come up a little bit because you're going to have to clip it, right? And so what you're going to do is you're just going to clip your end first. You're going to have to squeeze it in a little bit so it's going to line up. There you go. Yeah, just if their arms are in the way. You want to go first? You me flip it. Okay. So I'm clip. And you're clip. Then just like that. All right, and then what you're gonna do is, hey, look, what's your pain like? Okay, all right. And then what we're gonna do is usually move them onto a stretcher at this point. So I want you guys to demonstrate the power lift. You remember what that is? All you're doing is lifting this thing up, right? You just want to make sure that your feet are wide, and that you bend your legs and keep your back straight and come out. Let your legs do the work. It's overhand. Yeah, hang on. Get this not much away from the wall. When it's away from the wall. But that's the problem because you feed it in against the wall. If you get an history in the wall, it's the problem. 1, 2, you got to hold somebody up. Most people now are holding them up. To get them on, to get them. So, you want to go? You want to go down? Maybe a click or two. So you got the handle on your end. That's perfect. All right, guys. So show me how you guys want to do the lift here. All right. And in real life, if they are unconscious, that has to decline. But it's very narrow. We wouldn't be putting unconscious patient on this. But if you ever do, what you can do, what I've done in the past is there's tape in your dump bag. Take a just like one wrap. Boom, stretch it over there, one wrap, boom, tear it. Right, and it'll actually hold their arms up there pretty well. All right. Don't want to put them back down, we'll swap out. Any questions on that? I mean, it's simple, and it's just a tool that that you'll forget about, honestly, when you get out there. So don't forget about it. Right. Piece of cake.
Hunter, hey Hunter, you got a big old back, cuz. You know you got a big back.
I need to leave it down there, or go ahead and pull it back and hook it in, and then we'll get the next two guys to work on it. Everybody see kind of how that went? I'll be here in case you do. Go on.
So this says some of them are 3 pieces. Maybe I'm 3.
I can see that.
Maybe the bottom's completely
Yeah,
off.
so what you're gonna, I know this right here is where you're gonna size that. And so this is, and you're gonna pull that out like that. Size it.
You know, it's not always be 7 pieces, but they can.
I bet you there
So
are
Instructor Moore.
somewhere. Yeah, what's up?
So those silver scoop kind of angle things, they just go up under the person's body.
Yeah, so they do. They just actually they go right up underneath that. They kind of dig underneath a little bit.
Okay, so we don't have to move the person at all to
You
apply.
really don't. No, you don't.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so let's try it then, guys. Who's next? Next. You go on? Okay, good. So.
Oh wait, did everybody get a spot though?
Okay. So. I don't care. Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to introduce yourself. Then I want you to put this down by the patient. And I want you to kind of get an idea of the size. If you need the size, it, you have to do there. And then explain to the patient what you're going to do. And then you unclip it right here by just pushing that in. And there's one down here. Push it in. And then put it on. Go ahead.
Evening, sir. I'm Trey with Can Fire Department. How are you doing today?
I identify as a man. There's always one. Always.
What we're gonna do in a second is we'll put the scoop stretcher on you so you get up on the stretcher, all right? No, I think it's
Yeah, that's all I was saying. It's just like this is probably no big deal, right? But something else might be. So I always just try to get that in your mind early. Absolutely, yeah. And you'll thank me later when you're doing your third rides, clinicals, and be like, "You see those guys? They didn't ever go over the patient with nothing. These guys squared away." So. Yeah, you'll have to bring your dental bit to be able to split. There you go. There you go. So you might have to instruct. So you know what I would do at this point, because it's a little close, right? I would just resize it real quick. So what you can do is flip those two up. Flip this one up, flip that one up. All right. Now go ahead and just pull it out. So you see it right there. Qualifying those. Pull it, click, pull it towards you. Now do that. That's fine. No, it's not. You just have to pull it back or push it. Okay, click. Short motion like that. Ready? All right. So yeah. So pull your at the head. Pull it back. Give yourself some room. So you're not going to put it like. Then you got some room where you're not all over their head.
Is it a decent rule of thumb to have this last section somewhere thereabouts around their calves and that somewhere thereabouts over their heads, basically just kind of, which will be different for each person, but would that be?
Right, I think that's probably perfect right there. All right, so now, what I want you to do is demonstrate the power lift, right? Remember to keep your back straight, bend your legs, and just lift them straight up and put them on the bed.
Clean and fresh.
Then we have a tape on.
Excellent work. Excellent work. All right, so if you just want to put him back down now and let the next team come in.
Would you take the scoop, would you take it off once you have them on the stretcher, or just leave them all day?
Sure, good question. I would. I thank you for asking that. Once you get them on the bed, absolutely. Go ahead and take it apart. And that way they'll be comfortably on the bed. Now, in a rare instance, if they're like, please don't move this, I'm so comfortable now, please don't move it, then I would probably say, look, that's fine. But when we get to going down the road, this might be bumpier than our bed. Right? So we'll evaluate it when we're going down the road. Something like that. But Yeah, I definitely would.
All right.
Is there ever a situation where this might be like, maybe in the winter time, it might be cold because it's metal material, you cover it up with something like.
Yeah, absolutely. You could do that. You could cover it with a sheet or a blanket. Because it's cold or something, that's fine. That's no problem. You can add padding to it if you need to,
Want padding if I was a patient.
you know?
But in the past, someone hard to.
The New Year's features construction.
Yeah,
When everybody's on the study,
Yeah, I get that.
A lot more comfortable stretcher, right? Sound good?
I do not see.
Right. Take one side, I'll tip you in there.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Yeah, first.
Yeah.
All right. Power lift time. Good work. Good work. I was just trying to look for a video for the skills part of this because I think there is a video somewhere if I can find it.
Right there. You too.
It's so long since I had class.
Oh. What's going on?
Good work. Good work.
All right, Alexander. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna first face introduce yourself.
I was just going to look.
Good stretcher.
And we gotta give y'all the experience.
Yeah, so I can repeat what I told them if for anybody who hasn't heard. But yeah, introducing yourself is a big deal.
So, touch bases, introduce yourself, let them know what we're doing. And then we're gonna grab the scooper,
Mm-hmm.
separate it, set it on each side, we'll separate it. This side up on this side, we'll set it on the side. We'll slide it in now. Once it's down, put these, and I'll adjust them. There's this max limitation. So,
I'm just gonna hang on though before you get started. I want to just look at one thing so I can give you my full attention. There's a video actually, I think that I'm trying to find real quick. That was actually pretty decent. All right, so
We always.
You said introduce myself. What?
I'm sorry.
so you introduce yourself, and then tell them, so and so, we're here to assist you. What we're gonna do now is use the scoop stretcher.
Let's see if I can.
We'll separate it. Take one side of the
Whoops.
length.
Yeah, let's see if I can make it big.
Power lift.
All right, let me see if I can share it now. I want to see if I can share it. I might have to send it a link. Let's see here. Okay, so here, I think this one's pretty good. We can watch. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
paramedic, and today I'm going to.
The paramedic? I'm a paramedic.
Patient on a scoop stretcher.
Paramedic. Yeah.
When we decided to use the scoop stretcher, the first thing we need to do is size the stretcher of the patient. So we size this when the stretcher is together, release the grips. It's long enough from the head, the toe, and then sleeve the tips back into this.
Very good.
When you're happy that it's long enough, unclip either end of the stretcher.
What's that? Mm-hmm.
It's a tiny bit, man.
Because you bought the spots and.
Like one side. Place it in towards the patient like so. Then place the other side
I was wondering if he's gonna do it right.
on the right hand side, patient like so.
I thought he was gonna hand it over, you know, something like that.
Bring it down.
What to remember here is when we're sliding this in, the back of the scoop stretcher may pinch the patient's back. But sometimes it may be beneficial to slightly tilt the patient towards it, sliding on her.
But I would wait till
Close it in.
Till it gets in a little bit before I would, because a lot of times it doesn't,
Let me close the stretcher.
just throwing it out
I'm
there.
not going to call in assistance, want to take the head, control of the head, while we do a 15-degree fold, will allow scoop stretcher to be put in place. You can get your assistance there, please. As always, not at the head, but always control the weight.
That's the time over it too. Again, I would wait till I ran into that, because I've had more times that I didn't really have to do a whole lot of that.
I mean, wouldn't that hurt?
Absolutely. And that's what you're trying not to do. You're trying not
That's going on both sides.
It hurts. Yeah.
We may strap the patient onto the scoop stretcher now to ensure safety of the patient.
All right. So sometimes just hearing somebody else say it helps too. So
Use of a scoop stretcher.
he's a paramedic. All right. So y'all good? All right. So you need me to walk you through it? How you doing, sir?
Hi, sir. Bill's over.
He is in the stairwell doing stair chair training.
How y'all doing? I am so sorry I won't be able to fight no fire with y'all. So I'm retiring at the end of the month.
Congratulations.
I wish y'all well and safe.
What's your name?
Carry on this tradition. Here, honeydews. I didn't mean to interrupt your instructor.
That's okay, Cap.
The wife's got honeydews for me. There's a volunteer department in Atlanta, I mean in Alabama, I may go to. Because my wife's been down. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's in my blood, man. I can't quit, Cap.
I hear you, sir.
I can't quit.
I hear you, sir.
You know, but y'all be safe out there. Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. Everybody goes home at 7:01 tomorrow morning.
Amen.
All right. So we
Amen.
need everybody to graduate. So help each other study. Those who are strong academically, help those who are not as strong academically. Those who are strong with the physical regimen, help those that are not as strong with the physical. We need everybody in the field, John. And we need everybody to handle it, survive, stick together, be tight, and that's your family, man. It's your family. All the guys I went through recruit school with, I'm the last one still here. We're still tight. I was with Daryl Johnson last night.
All right.
Yep, we hung out together and had a couple sips of tequila. And
Yeah.
it's like
Good old Daryl.
you know. And let's see. I gotta call Joe Tenson.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta call Chief. We gotta get together and smoke some cigars.
There you go, sir.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay, Cap.
Bill
Thank you.
I was
Congratulations.
hoping I'd hang around long enough to fight some fire with some of y'all.
He's in the stairwell
Yes, sir.
between here and the first floor. In that first stairwell.
All right. Hey, y'all be safe.
Thank you,
Bless y'all.
Cap.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, so you gotta introduce yourself. Yeah. My name is so-and-so, and this gets you used to business of it, right? my name is so-and-so with the fire department. And then start your name.
My name is Deja. I'm with the Cap County Fire Department. I'm the assistant engineer. Oh,
All right, so you can size it that way still too, okay? By one piece at a time, or you can keep it together in size. However you want to do it.
Scoops.
So, yeah, you're gonna,
Resize.
yeah, you're gonna have the same problem the last group had. You're gonna probably need to bring that out some. So there you go. Now, yeah, pull it to you until it clicks after you close it.
so this to me
Yeah,
right here?
well, so like this, yeah, slightly pull it and pull it down.
You just want to make sure it's locked in. That's all.
Yeah, it might not be locked in.
Yeah, I know it's confusing, but sure. Whenever you want to push it in, you can, right? So the only thing you want to do is just pull on it so that it locks. Yep, or if you went too far, you can shoot it in. This is grain, by the way, so it's,
Yeah, you do gotta move it.
there you go, like that. See, do your click.
Figure it out.
I think that's why I think it's probably easier when you're sizing it to leave it together. That way you can pull it out. Good work. Good work. And I was telling the last group, if you get somebody unconscious, that kind of stuff like that will happen. You can get some tape and go around their wrist one time, go around the other wrist one time, and that'll at least keep their hand kind of up. You need to power lift. Keeping your perfect stance. Perfect stance. Good work.
Perfect arm energy.
All right, throw them on the ground.
All right. So we have to just take it off here. Yeah.
I think his insurance covers that.
Tell me. All right, so next two. So who's going to be in charge?
All right, good afternoon. My name is David. I work for the Cap County Fire Department,
Very good.
and I will be assisting.
So remember, hang on a second before you do it. I would size it first. Because what, if you take it apart, you kind of run into what they ran into. If you keep it together, you can size it together, right? But and that, I think it's easier, but
I think it's the size that it was already. So.
okay, if it isn't, that's fine, whatever you want to do. You can throw it down there and see. Yeah, there's a reason it's in training, guaranteed. That's probably it, right? But
There you did it.
all right. Good work, guys.
And when we transport, do we keep them on this, or do we take it from
No.
underneath them and then just leave them on
Right.
a stretcher and strap them in?
Now, we recommend that you go ahead and take it off.
Take it off.
Yeah, because the stretcher is probably more comfortable than riding on that. Now, I actually have had somebody say, please God, don't do it, just leave me on it. That's fine. All right, but I just tell them, look, it might be bumpier going down the road riding in this than it will be without it. Yeah.
But since they're on it, you have to strap them in still, correct? Like
No,
on
well,
the stretcher, like while you ride it.
Right, absolutely,
Yeah.
you would. Yeah, they would have to lay like that too. You couldn't set them up.
Right here, you're just take this off of this.
Absolutely, yeah. So you would clip it off, and once it's off, then you would put your seatbelts on the patient, lift their head up if you need to their position of comfort. Good work, good work. Solid.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is Larry.
Okay.
Put people on any of these things? Or for liability issues?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't normally get you guys to do that kind of stuff. We do, like in AEMT school, we do have you throw IVs on other students or other recruits, but all right.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, hey, my name is Tia from the County Fire Rescue. I'm here to help you out today.
All right.
Be gentle with me, Tia.
That was good, whoever did that. Oh, I'm sorry to say, I didn't think I paid for voice feedback on that, but I must have.
Anybody here to sub to you? Yeah.
Yeah. There you Yeah, the $10,000, the $80,000 man.
Yeah.
No, it's expensive. For other things like assessments.
Are there different models of these? This is pretty much.
This is pretty much the standard. We were talking about that earlier. I think, what's the class leader's name? The class leader's name? Powers. Powers said he read somewhere there's one that's 3 piece. Good work, guys. But This is the basic standard. I've seen them in kind of a plastic one, but these are the ones that I've seen majority of my career. That was good work.
How do you make it wider?
Can't make it wider. Yeah.
For big people?
For big people, it's gonna be an issue, yeah.
Pick it up like that.
So it's thinking about
Yeah, that's a lot on my back.
Alright.
You picked it up. No, it's cool, but. There's a different way. Figure it out different. Yeah.
Yeah, they're,
Too much
what did you say?
tucking
You're
around
mushy.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, just tuck them in with that crystal. You might have to lift it up.
No, we don't want Crystal.
Every time they play with it, play with it.
All right. Who's going next?
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Is that everybody? All right. Good work, y'all. Is everybody in the? Yeah, good. Oh, you're back. Okay. I'll see you. All right.
Yes, everyone's done stair chair, everyone's done scoop.
Yep.
All right. Y'all take, are you good if I'm on break?
I'm good with that. Absolutely.
Y'all come back at, 20 after. And we're gonna switch it up. This isn't part of your next test or nothing, but we are gonna go feel. What I wanna do is I wanna show you how to use BBM, how to ventilate somebody. And I may end up showing you how to do chest compressions properly to kind of get a head start when we do, CPR. So. But you'll see great.
Oh, I need to get like him face and shit. My bad. Well, at least it was a camera and stuff. I just want Bill on camera, son. That's all. I just think it's important for the program to have him on camera.
Hey, Steven, you won't be able to. You won't.
Yeah,
be able to,
I'm here.
You won't be able to see what I'm doing back there, but when you come back, this isn't really part of what y'all being tested on. I'll show you hands-on what we're doing in the back. You can listen, but you won't be able to see what I'm doing with my hands. But I'll show you.
All right,
I
dude.
can tell you.
What is it that you're working on?
In a little bit, we're gonna be doing bag valve mask, how to ventilate somebody.
Oh,
And,
okay, all right.
I'm gonna show them how to do chest compressions.
It's not part of
Okay.
your next, it's not part of the next exam. It's just getting familiarized. And so, we'll definitely fill you in when you get back.
Okay, all right. Do y'all want me to stay on, or how y'all want me to do? Or
Yeah, you don't have to, because I mean, there's not gonna be, you know what I mean? He's gonna be up here by himself.
Yeah.
okay.
So,
All right.
have a good weekend.
Study.
Yeah, please.
Y-
You know
yes,
what?
sir.
Please do that. I mean,
Yes, sir.
please read, and I will tell you this. I'll give you a nugget. If you do nothing for this first test besides memorize the definitions in the back,
Yes,
of those keywords,
Yes, sir.
you will do well on this exam.
Okay, yes, sir.
If you get tired of reading jargon, just start memorizing terms. You'll do fine.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work, Doc.
Man.
I appreciate y'all.
No problem, brother. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
You too. All right.
All right. What's that mean in this live stream?